Hi kids, hi everyone. Am I perfectly audible and visible to all of you? Hi everyone. Hello. Guys, do let me know in the chat section, am I perfectly audible and visible to you all? Hello, hello, I want to see that energy, I want to see that excitement in the chat section, because today we are going to read these two chapters, we are going to understand these two chapters, and we are going to understand it with the help of tricks. Yes, today in the plant kingdom, I have a lot of tricks for all of you. To the point, we are going to discuss the things like, the important part from these particular chapters, and you know that, right? You know that plant kingdom and animal kingdom, both the chapters are very, very, very important. Even from plant kingdom, you guys can expect 4 questions. Even from animal kingdom, you people can expect 4 questions. So today, in a crispy way, I am going to discuss the most important things from these two chapters. So are you guys ready for that? Are you people ready for that? Yes. How's the Josh? How's the energy, everyone? I want to see the likes. Right, quickly. Even like the video, do share the video and let me know in the chat section. And before that, I want to know something. I really want to know something. Did you practice the question from the last session? Huh? Did you practice the question from the cell cycle and division? Because I'm pretty sure you, if you have attended the last session, then I'm damn sure that you guys can answer all the questions. Isn't it? Isn't it? So, should we start the session? Yes? Should we start the session? Sure? Okay, so be the part of our Telegram group. You will get the PDF there, and be regular, be consistent. We have amazing things for you. We have the surprise for you guys as well. But before that, please make sure, if you are attending this session for the first time, just subscribe our channel right now. Right? We really need your love. We really need your support, guys. So do subscribe our channel. So without wasting your time, let me start the session, guys. So here we go. So this is the schedule. Tomorrow, not at 5, tomorrow at 9 AM, we are going to do this, the most predicted NEET paper. So I want to see you all here in this particular session. Okay. Chaliye, so let's start with the kingdom planty. So tell me quickly, what do you know about the plants? What do you know about the plants? Quickly. Ma'am, when will we study? Arey guys, don't worry about that. If you will follow these sessions, we are giving you the sufficient time for the self-study as well. Don't worry. Don't worry about that. Okay. So without wasting your time, let me start the session. So we are going to talk about the plants first, right? Kingdom planty. So the very first thing that we need to know is, let me write down. Yeah. So when you talk about the plants, kingdom planty. So in kingdom planty, we will talk about algae, bryophytes, right? Pteridophytes. I'm going to tell you all the important points, bache, with the help of tricks. So stay tuned, all of you. Open up your pen and open up your notebook and note down all the important tricks. Okay. So this is what we are going to study today. We'll be talking about the algae, we'll be talking about the bryophytes, we'll be talking about the pteridophytes, gymnosperms and the angiosperms. So in this sequence, we have to study that. But before that, there are few characters, right? There are certain characters. On the basis of that, we divide these different plants into different groups, into different taxa, right? The very first thing and the very important point is the presence of embryo. Yes, you heard me right. As I'm saying, I'll start from the basic. I'll cover all the important things. I'll cover all the things which are important for your paper. So first of all, I'm going to tell you about the basic things. Then from the NCERT snips, we will discuss it. So are you guys okay with that? Tell me, are you people okay with that? We will start with the basics. We will discuss these things and then we will discuss the points from the NCERT snips. Is that okay? If it is okay, do let me know in the chat section. Quickly guys, do let me know in the chat sections. Ki okay ma'am, you teach firstly and then from NCERT we are going to read it. Quickly. Fatavat, jaldi, quickly in the chat section. Quick. I want to see that in the chat section. Sure? Okay, fine. So, on what basis, as I said, on what basis they divided? The very first point that we need to understand is that when it comes to the plants, you cannot say that all the plants are diploid. Yes. Like if you talk about the humans, we are Homo sapiens sapiens. In our case, each and every cell of our body, it is diploid, leaving the germ cells, leaving the gametes, not the germ cells, but the gametes, leaving gametes. You know that each and every cell of our body, it is diploid, isn't it? But when you talk about the plants, so it is not mandatory that in the case of plants, all the plants are diploid. No, not at all. Not at all. You heard me right. When it comes to the plants, like just take the example of algae. In the case of algae, main plant body, okay, in the case of algae, the main plant body is haploid. If you will see any algae, if you will see any cell of the algae, it is going to be haploid, right? Same is the case for the bryophyte as well. Okay, so when it comes to the plants, the very first thing that you need to understand is that they can be haploid, they can be diploid. Okay, that we will study now. Second important thing that you need to keep in your head is that when we divide them into different groups, the very first thing is we see whether the embryo is present or not. Yes, whether the embryo is present or not. What you need to see? Whether embryo is present or not. So now you must be thinking, ma'am, what is it? We don't know about it, isn't it? Let me tell you. See, when you people talk about the algae, let me draw a chart. Here dekho. Here you guys can see. Jaise we divide on the basis of seeds as well, na? But before that, yes. Just a minute. So in the case of algae, just write down these points. No embryo is there. Just write down. You will get question from this part. No embryo is there. No embryo is there. Done? Done? In the case of algae, the zygote will form. The zygote is the only diploid cell. The zygote will undergo meiosis here in the algae. First of all, I am telling you all the important points. Then of course, the haploid spores will form. Okay. So, that haploid spores are going to germinate. And then again, the main thallus will form. So, in the case of algae, there is no embryo. But if you talk about the bryophytes, if you talk about the pteridophytes, if you talk about the gymno and angio, they will have the embryo. The very first point clear? Tell me everyone in the chat section. I want to see the energy, guys. Quickly, let me know in the chat section. Quickly, let me know in the chat section, all of you. Yes, all of you. Is that clear, everyone? So, the very first point is that in the algae, there is no zygote, there is no embryo. But when it comes to the bryophyte, pteridophyte, gymnosperms, angiosperms, they will have the embryo, the first thing. Secondly, algae and bryophytes. Algae plus bryophytes. In their case, yes, they do not have vascular tissue. Okay, they do not have vascular tissue. Means no xylem, no phloem at all. Literally, no xylem, no phloem at all. That is why, in the case of bryophytes, we used to call them as the amphibians of plant kingdom, because they will start taking, some steps towards the land habitat. They are not the successful land plant, but they will try to. Okay, they will try to. So, this is another important point. To the point, I am telling you the things, guys, and then we will move to the NCERT. So, kindly note it down. Okay, kindly note it down. So, algae plus bryophytes. Then, the third point. The third important point is, when it comes to the pteridophytes plus gymnosperms plus angiosperms, right, plus angiosperms. What are they? They all comes under a group that is known as tracheophytes. Matlab they are the one having the vascular tissue. Okay, is that clear? They are having the vascular tissue. This is the very important point. Literally, this is the very important point. Done? Done? So, here, can I say that ki pteridophytes are the first plants in which we will see the vascular tissue? Yes or no? Can we say that pteridophytes are the first plants which are having the vascular tissue? Quickly tell me in the chat section, all of you. I want to see the answer here. No spamming, nothing at all. I just want to see the answer here in the chat section. Quick, guys, quick, all of you. Done? Done? These are the important points. Today I am giving you the direct point from where the question is going to come. Done? What is the next point here? So, next we will be talking about the gymnosperms and angiosperms. So, bache, these are the plants which are having seeds. Okay, these are the plants which are having seeds. So, any plant which contains seeds, we use the word phanerogams for that. Yes, we use the word phanerogams for that. So, can I say that when it comes to the gymnosperms and angiosperms, because both are having the seeds, so can I say that they are phanerogams? Phanerogams. Yes, we even call them as spermatophyta. Can we call them as phanerogams or the spermatophyta? Yes or no? Quickly tell me in the chat section. Yes, we can say so, right? So, what type of question can come from the plant kingdom? They can ask you, in which plants? Yeah, they can quote one example. Let's say they are giving you the example of volvox. So, they will ask you, in the case of volvox, embryo is there or not? Tell me. Tell me. Embryo is there or not? Tell me. What should be the correct answer here? If there is a question in the paper that in the volvox, embryo is present or not, what will be your answer? Quickly, tell me. Quick. I want to see the answer, guys. Be quick. I want to feel the same energy, yaar. Only few days are left for our NEET examination. So, what should be your answer? No. Definitely, volvox is an algae, and algae, they do not have the embryo. They are having only one diploid cell, and that diploid cell is the zygote. So, that is why algae have haplontic life cycle. No doubt we are having the exceptions as well, but this is the basic. This is in general. Clear? Okay, very good. The second point, when it comes to the plant, which plant is the first successful land plant? Pteridophytes. Right, the first tracheophyte, pteridophytes. The plants having the seeds, gymnosperms, angiosperms. So, both of them are known as the phanerogams. But the difference here is, when it comes to the gymnosperms, they are having the naked seeds. They do not have the flowers. But when it comes to the angiosperms, they are the most advanced plants. They are the flowering plants. So, these are few basics that you need to remember. Okay. So, now let's go to this slide. Okay. So, here you can see no seeds. If plants, they do not have the seeds, they are the cryptogams. So, I have one question for all of you. All of you, please listen to it and answer it to me. Okay. Out of the following, all of you just answer it. Out of the following, which cryptogam is having xylem and phloem? Xylem and phloem. You need to answer this question, and trust me, such type of question can come in your NEET examination in one way or another way. So, what should be the answer here? So, what should be the answer here, all of you? What should be the answer here? Quick. What should be the answer here? Exactly, the answer here is pteridophytes, because pteridophytes, they are the cryptogams. They do not have the seeds, but still they have the vascular tissue. So, here the answer is going to be pteridophytes. Okay. So, are you people feeling confident? Are you guys feeling confident? Yes or no? Be quick. Done. So, now bache, we are going to start with the algae. Okay. This is what we need to start. We are going to start with the algae. Done. So, in the algae, you know that we will be talking about the green algae, and that is known as chlorophyceae. Then we will talk about the brown algae, that is known as phaeophyceae. Right. Then we will be talking about the red algae, and that is known as rhodophyceae. So, definitely from plant kingdom, this is the most important part. You guys can even check the PYQs, bache. Okay, you people can even check the PYQs. Definitely the question is going to come from this particular part. So, what we have to learn here in the algae, we need to focus on these three different classes. Green algae is for the chlorophyceae, brown algae phaeophyceae, and when it comes to the red algae, it is rhodophyceae. So, this is what you people need to remember. And today, I am going to give you the short tricks as well, so that you can remember all the examples. So, are you guys excited? See, I'll give you the short tricks, but I have one condition. Will you fulfill that? Tell me. Will you fulfill that? Quickly tell me. I am going to give you the tricks for sure. Right? Even for the algae, for the bryo, for the pterido, for the gymnosperms as well. But there is one condition. So are you guys ready for that condition? Quickly tell me. Are you guys ready for that condition? Sure. You need to be regular, you need to be consistent. Today you are going to attend this session, and if you are new to this channel, firstly subscribe our channel because we really need your love and support. Otherwise, we as a team, we will not be able to help you in such a way. We will not get free hand otherwise. So we really need your support, and we really want you people to subscribe our channel. We really want you people to support our channel. It's a request, literally it's a request. Okay, so you have to be with me till the end. I'm going to give you the tricks, and in a simplified way, I'm going to tell you all the topics. Okay, so as I said, when it comes to the algae, right, this is the most important part from the animal, from the plant kingdom. You can even check the previous year paper, you will get an idea. So here, before starting green algae, red algae and brown algae in detail, firstly we will talk about the life cycles, and I'm pretty sure many of you, they don't understand. Students generally, they don't understand what exactly the life cycles are. Okay, so firstly, what are we going to discuss? We will be talking about the life cycles. Okay, we will be talking about the life cycle. So in the plants, overall in the plants, you know that 3 types of life cycles are there, right? 3 types of life cycles are there. We have the haplontic, we have the diplontic, and we have the haplodiplontic life cycle, isn't it? These are the 3 types of life cycles that we have. Haplontic is there, diplontic is there, and haplodiplontic is there. Dekho, one thing is very much clear from the words itself. When the word is haplo, matlab haploid, means half means n. This part is clear. This part is clear. So can I say that ki here the n part, the haploid part is dominating, yes or no? Tell me in the chat section. Tell me in the chat section ki if I am saying the life cycle is haplontic, so can I not say that haplo means half, means haploid. So here the haploid thing is dominating. You tell me, then I'll explain it once again. Secondly, the word is diplontic. Diplo means 2n, means diploid. So can I not say that ki here the something diploid is dominating? Yes, of course I can. Now the word is haplodiplontic. Now the word is what? The word is haplodiplontic. Haplodiplontic means here both are present, right? Here both are present. So now, before understanding these life cycles, right, you need to understand few terms. Okay, be ready for that. Before this, we need to focus on few terms. Okay, the very first thing is gametophyte. The very first thing is what? Gametophyte. But a gametophyte is something which is going to form the gametes. Gametophyte is something which is going to form the gametes, right? So it will be haploid. It will be haploid. So this point is understood. Gametophyte, something which will form gametes. So it is haploid. What is it? It is haploid. The second word is what? It is sporophyte. What is it? It is sporophyte. So it is the one which will form the spores. So it is diploid. Sporophyte is going to form the spores. That spores are going to be, sporophyte is one which will form the spores. Okay? So sporophyte is diploid. Firstly, tell me these 2 points clear. Quickly tell me in the chat section, these 2 points clear. When it comes to the gametophyte, the word that should be clear in your head is, it is haploid. When the word is sporophyte, the word that should be clear in your head is diploid. Clear? So I'll take one example. I'll take one example with the help of Chintu. Right? He is our Chintu. He is my favorite specimen. Okay? Who's he? He is Chintu. Chintu is a human being. Okay? Chintu is what? Chintu is a human being. Now in the case of human beings, you know that all the cells are diploid. Only germ cells will undergo meiosis and they will form the haploid structure, isn't it? Isn't it? Here we have a Chintu. Chintu is our human being. Chintu is our what? Chintu is our specimen. In the case of Chintu, in the case of humans, we know that all the cells are diploid. Only the germ cells will undergo the meiosis. They will form the gametes. So majorly here, We have the diploid cells, very first point. Now, what am I trying to say here? See, I'll take the example of diplontic life cycle first. Diplontic life cycle first. In a very simplified way, I'm going to explain it, guys. And then after that, we will go for the NCERT. Okay, this is the one which I'm going to explain here. Otherwise, I'll talk about the, I'll discuss it from the NCERT. So, up to this part all clear? Tell me. Up to this part all clear? Are you sure? Okay. So, the word is what? The word is what? Diplontic. So, in the case of diplontic life cycle, we have the example of gymnosperms and angiosperms. I'm not talking about the exceptions right now. I'm just talking about the angiosperms and the gymnosperms. Actually, bache, what is happening? See, now, let's say, here you have a plant. Let's say, there is a tree, orange tree is there. In the case of orange tree, if you will check all the cells, okay, they are going to be diploid. On this diploid cells, right? I'm not going in the depth right now. You have some structures, you will have because the entire tree, all the cells are diploid, right? So here on this tree, we are having a structure, the diploid structure, the sporophyte which is going to form the spores, right? We will be having the sporophytes. Here the sporophyte part is dominating, here the diploid part is dominating. Are you getting my point? Just whenever you talk about the gymnosperms, whenever you talk about the angiosperms, if you will check that trees, you will find that cells are diploid. And on this tree, we will be having some structures. We will call them as sporophyte, which will form the spore. Just let's take the example of let's take the example of your flower. In the case of flower, when you talk about the anther, when you talk about the sporogenous tissue, do you remember the sporogenous tissue, the one which is going to form the spores? Microspore mother cell, megaspore mother cell, diploid structures which will further undergo meiosis. Can you relate it? Can you relate it, guys? Because I'm assuming, see, your exam is there in few days. You know that basics. Tell me, have you seen that? Have you studied that? Yes? Remember that? So, we have that microspore mother cell, we have that megaspore mother cell, and then that are going to further form the haploid spores, then the pollen grain, the male gametophyte, and then the male gametes will form, right? So, all the things are related, isn't it? All the things are what? They are related. So, this is what we need to discuss. Now, come to the images directly. See, just here, haplontic life cycle. The example here is algae. The major example here is algae. So, what is going to happen here, bache? Basically, just imagine there is the plant thallus. Because when you talk about the algae, plant body is not differentiated. Guys, I am covering all the important points. Plant body is not differentiated, right? It is not differentiated into true root, stems and leaves, right? So, that is why we use the word thallus, okay? That is why we use the word thallus. So, can you understand this part? Tell me, can you understand this part? Algae, I am talking about the algae. All I am saying is that when it comes to the algae, the plant body is thalloid. It is a thallus because it is not differentiated into proper root, proper stem, proper leaves. Okay, proper root, proper stem, proper leaves. Is that clear? Is that clear? Done. Now, here in the case of algae, if you will check the thallus, if you will check all the cells present here, you will find out that these cells are haploid. What will you see here, guys? That all the cells are what? They are haploid. The first point clear? If you will understand this, the entire plant kingdom is going to be very easy because after this, we will be talking about the tricks. Okay, the chapter will be over then. The chapter will be over them. Okay? Okay? Baba Jethalal. We love ma'am as a part of... See, bache, I'm teaching, right? Okay? I'm never going to leave the teaching. I really like to teach and that's what I'm doing right now. So, don't you think that you people should appreciate that? Don't you think that we should appreciate that? Yes or no? Yes or no? Tell me in the chat section. Your teacher matters to you, isn't it? Your teacher matters to you? Yes or no? Tell me in the chat section. I want to see that in the chat section. And right now even I'm teaching you. I'm not going to leave teaching ever. I am teaching you. I will teach you. Right? At least for 10 to 15 years, yeah, I'm going to teach you. Literally, I'm going to teach you. Then you people will teach my kids. Isn't it? Then after that, you people are going to teach my kids. So the most important thing here is that I am teaching. You should support me. And second thing is your NEET exam and we need to focus there. That's all. So leave every other thing. Leave all the negativity. Just focus here. Just focus here. Okay. So here you can see the algae. The plant body is not differentiated into the true root, stem and leaves. The same thing you will see in the bryophytes as well. In the case of pteridophytes, there will be the differentiation. We will talk about it. So as of now, I'm telling you that when you talk about the algae, the cells that you people will see here, they are haploid. So now you guys tell me one thing, right? Already the plant structure is haploid. Already the plant structure is haploid. So can I not say that here gametophytic generation, yeah, gametophyte is dominating? Can I not say that? You tell me. The main plant body is haploid. The main plant body is having the haploid cells. So can I not say that here in the case of algae, gametophytic generation is dominating? Gametophytic generation is dominating. So my another question. So if the gametophyte is dominating, if the haploid structure is dominating, and if this structure needs to form the gametes, so what will it do? Meiosis or mitosis? Tell me. Meiosis or mitosis? Meiosis or mitosis? Tell me guys quickly in the chat section. All of you, I want to see the energy as well guys. Quickly. Here, just understand this one example. I am saying that main plant body is haploid. So, we can say that gametophytic generation is dominating, isn't it? So, if this gametophyte needs to form the gametes, it will go for mitosis or meiosis. Mitosis or meiosis. Exactly, Anuradha. Exactly, Arshia bache. Sanaya, very good bache. So, here, it will go for mitosis. It will go for mitosis, and if you don't have the clarity of mitosis and meiosis, do check my last session, okay? Mitosis, okay? It is mitosis. Now with the help of mitosis, gametes will form, the haploid gametes will form, isn't it? Haploid gametes will form, isn't it? And what these gametes are going to do, you know that when it comes to gametes, they will fertilize. Fertilization will be done. And that fertilization will result in the formation of, yes everyone, quickly type it in the chat section. That fertilization will result in the formation of zygote. And that zygote is a diploid cell. That zygote is what? It is a diploid cell. Right? It is a diploid cell. Lavanya, Neha, Soumya, what is it? It is a diploid cell. Exactly. Now you already know one thing, that we are studying haplontic life cycle. What are we studying guys? We are studying haplontic life cycle. Right? Haplontic life cycle. So we have learnt one point, that gametophytic generation is dominating. And already I told you, when it comes to algae, they do not have the embryo. So obviously this zygote, it will undergo meiosis. It will undergo meiosis. So such zygote which undergoes meiosis, we can even call it as zygospore. Right? We can even call it as zygospore. So if in your exam the question is zygospore, the word is zygospore, so you should understand it is the zygote which will undergo meiosis. It is the zygote which will undergo meiosis. So after meiosis, what will happen? Meiospores will form. Haploid meiospores will form, isn't it? That meiospores will germinate and they will again form the haploid thallus. So now is it clear or not? Tell me. Is it clear or not? Tell me quickly. Now they are going to germinate and again they will form the same structure. Is it clear or not? Is it clear or not? Right? Yes? Yes or no? So this is how it works. So can I not say that when it comes to the haplontic life cycle, it is the zygote which is the only cell right? It is the zygote which is the only cell of diploid generation. Can I not say that it is the zygote which is the only cell of the diploid generation? Yes or no? Yes or no? Tell me yes or no. It is the only cell of diploid generation, or you can say that sporophytic generation. Huh? Yes, simple it is. So there is no need to cram. You just need to understand the topic. You just need to understand the topic. So bache, remember this thing. In the same way I'm going to guide the NEET 2024 aspirants. Trust me. In the same way. It's just that we are running out of time. So we are, trying to finish the important chapters as soon as possible so that we can go for the revision as well. So just imagine if in such time, in such crucial time, we are explaining you the topic in such a way. So remember, so just imagine once, how are we going to teach you for the NEET 2024? है ना? So we just need one thing, and that is your support. So फटाफट quickly, जिसने अभी तक channel subscribe nahi kiya hai, right? Those who are, here, they are attending the session, but they didn't subscribe the channel yet. Please subscribe our channel. Do subscribe our channel. It's a request. And yes, like my video as well. Like my video as well. Okay? So this is what we have to do. So this is all about the haplontic life cycle. So now are you guys getting the idea? Are you people getting the idea? So there is no need to cram. Just understand it in this way. Now, turn the tables. The another word that you need to understand is diplontic life cycle. What is it? It is diplontic life cycle. So when it comes to the diplontic life cycle, examples are gymno and angio, right? So here the main plant body, the properly differentiated into root, stem and leaves, the main plant body is diploid. So can I say that sporophytic generation is dominating? Can I say that sporophytic generation, the diploid generation is dominating? Yes or no? It is dominating. Yes or no? Yes or no? Of course I can say that. Now bache, already it is diploid. The sporophyte here is, this plant is diploid, right? The sporophytic generation is dominating. It is diploid. Now for the formation of spore, right? Just let's say main plant body is sporophytic, sporophyte is there. So that sporophyte, some cells, they will undergo meiosis and we will get the spores here. We are going to get the spores here, the haploid spores. So here in the case of diplontic life cycle, what is going to happen, bache? Here we will have the diploid phase, right? We will have the main plant body as the diploid plant body. So that plant body will have a sporophyte having the, 2n cells, having the diploid cells. Now that sporophyte, like in the case of plants, microspore mother cell, megaspore mother cell, right? The sporogenous tissue, remember it, recall it from the sexual reproduction in flowering plants. So that sporophyte will undergo meiosis, the spores will be there, that spores are going to germinate. So if haploid spore will germinate, of course it will form gametophyte. So can I say that gametophytic generation is dependent over the sporophytic generation? Can I say that gametophytic generation is dominating? It is dependent on the sporophytic generation. So here this is what you need to remember, that gametophyte, it is one or few celled and it is dependent upon the sporophyte. It is dependent upon the sporophyte. Now of course it is a gametophyte. It will form gametes. It is already haploid. It will form gametes. That gametes will again fuse. The fertilization will occur. That fertilization will result in the formation of zygote. Zygote will again grow and it will form the sporophyte. This is how the cycle goes on. This is how the cycle goes on. Simple it is. It is very simple. I'll quote one example. Pollen grains. In the case of Angiosperms, pollen grains, we used to call them male gametophyte. Pollen grain is male gametophyte, isn't it? Why? Because it forms the male gamete. Simple. Right? It is simple. Isn't it? Isn't it? So these are the examples that you need to remember. So this is about the haplo and the diploid life cycle. Now we have to talk about the haplontic diplontic life cycle. Okay, haplontic diplontic life cycle. So bache, when it comes to the haplontic and diplontic life cycle, you have two examples. One is the bryophyte and another example is pteridophytes. Right, both of them will have haplodiplontic life cycle. But the thing that you need to remember is, when it comes to the bryophyte, dominating phase is gametophyte. Right, you can write it down for the quick revision. Gametophyte is the dominating phase. The haploid phase is the dominating. Okay, and one second. Sporophyte is dependent. Okay, sporophyte is dependent over gametophyte, either fully or partially. Done? Done? So again, the main plant body will be haploid in the case of bryophytes. So that diploid phase, that sporophyte, fully or partially, it will be dependent over this. Is that clear? Is that clear? Okay? Okay, done. Now come to the pteridophytes, all of you. Again, they are also having the haplodiplontic life cycle, but here the dominating plant body is sporophyte. This is the key. Dominating plant body is sporophyte, but this is a very important point. All of you just pay attention here. Please just pay attention and listen to me carefully. So dominating is sporophyte, but gametophyte is also independent. Okay, gametophyte is also independent. Even it is not dependent upon the sporophyte. So this is the point that you all need to remember. Okay, is that clear? Is that clear? Yes, quickly tell me in the chat section. Bilkul twinkle, sporophyte is dependent upon the gametophyte here, but here both are independent, and being independent means they are photosynthetic, right? They can do the photosynthesis, they can cook their own food. So this is very important key when we talk about the pteridophytes, right? This is something very important, and for sure the MCQ will come from this particular part. Okay, okay. So can I ask you one question from this part? Can I ask you one question from this part? So let's say there is a question in the exam. They are asking you that in which plants it is the sporophyte which is the dominating phase. So what should be your answer? Tell me in the chat section. Tell me in the chat section. Let's say in the paper there is a question. They are asking you in which plants it is the sporophyte which is the dominating phase. So what will you say? What will you say? Quickly tell me. Yes, Sudhir, it's sufficient for you. Priya, I'll come to the exceptions. Yes, the answer here is of course the pteridophytes are there, the gymnosperms are there, the angiosperms are there. You are very right. Okay, okay, very good. So now just look at these diagrams. So if a question will come from these diagrams, are you guys able to answer it? Are you people able to answer it? See, just look at it. Here in this diagram, spores, the haploid phase, it is taking the major part of the lifespan. Just look at this. It is taking the major part of the lifespan. So you guys can see here, it is the gametophyte. It will do gametogenesis. Obviously, only mitosis will occur here. The gametes will fuse, syngamy is there, and the zygote will form. Because it is haplontic life cycle, so obviously the zygote will undergo meiosis, and again the spores will germinate. Any doubt? Any doubt? So definitely a question will come from these diagrams. For sure a question will come. Now come to the diplontic phase. Sporophytic generation is the dominating one. So here you can see the diploid sporophyte. It will do the gametogenesis, but of course meiosis will be here. But here it is mitosis. Then again there will be the fusion. Zygote will form. That zygote will undergo cleavage. Further growth will be there. Diplontic life cycle. Right, it is the diplontic life cycle. Gymno and angiosperms. Exceptions are also there. Haplodiplontic, bryo and pterido. Here, in this case, what is happening? Just look at it. Gametophyte, it will form gametes. Zygote will be there. Zygote will divide. Multicellular sporophyte will form. Then again meiosis, spores. This is how it works. So, my another question is, in which plants the sporophyte is only one celled stage? In which plant the sporophyte is only one cell stage? Quickly tell me in the chat section, all of you. After this, I'll start the algae with the help of tricks. With the help of tricks, I'm going to teach you the next part. Only tricks will be there after this. Only tricks will be there after this. So quickly tell me. Quickly, guys, quickly. In which plants the sporophyte is just one-celled? Just one-celled. It's a good question, Razul. The difference between syngamy and fertilization, it's quite in depth. Don't worry, I'll answer these questions on our platform itself. Okay, but as of now, we are just focused on NEET. So just keep our, info limited. Exactly, guys, it's algae. Because in the case of algae, the diploid cell, zygote, it will immediately undergo meiosis. So here, the sporophytic stage is just one-celled stage. That is important. Okay, that is important. Okay, so now come to your favorite book, and that is your NCERT. So what you have to see, check your NCERT and tell me if there is anything that you guys are not able to answer. See, sporophytic generation is represented by only one-celled stage. MCQ. I just told you. I just explained it right now. No free living sporophytes are there. Obviously, because they are dependent on gametophytes. Meiosis in the zygote will be there in the case of algae. I told you already, right? So this is the haplontic life cycle. The example is algae, right? So many algae like Volvox, Pyrogyra, Chlamydomonas, they represent this pattern. So if there is any doubt from this part, do let me know in the chat section quickly. I'm checking out your chats. Quickly tell me in the chat section if there is any doubt from this part, guys. No? Okay. Okay. Chal, move to the next part. Diplontic life cycle. So in diplontic life cycle, which one is the dominating phase? In diplontic life cycle, which one is the dominating phase? Which one is the dominating phase? Yes? Yes, yes, yes. Which one is the dominating phase when we are talking about the diplontic life cycle? It is the diploid phase. It is the sporophytic phase. So sporophyte is dominating, photosynthetic, independent. Okay. So gametophyte, it can be of single cell. It can have few cells, and it is dependent over the sporophyte. That's all. So these are the examples that you people need to remember. Okay. The third question is haplodiplontic, which is very interesting, as I said. So here in the case of bache, you can say that in the case of bryophytes and pteridophytes, you will see such pattern. Okay, you will see such pattern. So in the case of plants, sometimes there is the haploid generation, sometimes there is the diploid generation. That is why we even say that plants, they show alternation of generation. Remember this thing? In the case of plants, we used to say that they show alternation of generation. Matlab, the haploid phase and the diploid phase. It will come in the lifespan. Sometimes haploid phase, sometimes diploid phase. So both the phases are there. So that is why we used to say even plants, they show the alternation of generation. Just keep it in your head. Okay, clear? So now here you guys can see a dominant, independent, photosynthetic thalloid phase is haploid gametophyte. It is going to alternate with short-lived multicellular sporophyte, right, bache? So here we are talking about the bryophytes. Done? Here we are talking about the bryophytes. Now come to the pteridophytes. So the diploid sporophyte is the dominant, independent photosynthetic phase, plus it is vascular as well. It is going to alternate with the independent. This is the keyword here, independent. In the case of pteridophytes, even gametophyte is independent. Okay, so independent, short-lived haploid gametophyte is there. So is that clear? Is that clear, bacho? Done. So these are few exceptions that we surely need to remember. So when it comes to, see, most alga, they show haplontic life cycle, but Actocarpus, Polysiphonia, Kelps, they are haplodiplontic. But this is important. This is very important. Very important it is. Right? Actocarpus, Polysiphonia and Kelps, they show haplodiplontic life cycle. And when you talk about the Fucus, which is the brown algae having air bladders, it shows the diplontic life cycle. Clear? It shows the diplontic life cycle. So from NCERT, just mark this point. Questions are going to come from this particular part. Just mark this paragraph. Yesterday I was checking the comments from my session. So many students were saying ki ma'am, we want, you know, line to line NCERT series. So here today we will talk about, we will discuss the points from the NCERT only, okay? And whatever is required, I'll tell you about that. Okay? So up to this part, all clear, bache? Next important thing is this table, algae. Okay? We have chlorophyce, we have brown algae, that is phaeophyce. We have red algae, that is your rhodophyce. Very easy. Chlorophyce, chlorophyll, green algae. Brown algae, phaeophyce. Rhodo, red, rhodo, red. Rhodophyce, red algae. Okay. Now, when you look at this table is the key, bache. What you have to remember? Of course, these are the plants. These are the plants, and plants are having the different classes. So, definitely, algae comes under plants. So, they are going to have the chlorophyll. So, the very first question that came in exam is this chlorophyll. Chlorophyll. So, what you have to remember? Chlorophyce. Yes, you can look at chlorophyce, green algae. So, this particular class will have the chlorophyll just like the higher plants A and B. Right? A and B. MCQ is going to come from this part, guys. So, please mark it. Then, bache, rhodophyce. Then, focus here. I am going to give you the trick here. See, chlorophyll A will be there in all the plants. Just remember this point. Okay? Chlorophyll A is present in all the plants. Just remember this point. Is that clear? Is that clear? Now, green algae is just like higher plants. So, A and B both will be there. Now, when you talk about the red algae, that is rhodophyce, rhodo, D. It sounds like D, na? Rhodophyce, D. So, along with chlorophyll A, chlorophyll D is present here. Is that clear? Is that clear? So, we are left with only C. So, C will be there in the brown algae. That's all. That's all. So, when you talk about the chlorophyll A, it is present in all the plants. It's a universal pigment. You will find it in all the photosynthetic plants. So, B will be there in green algae. D. Rhodophyce, D. Chlorophyll D will be there. So, brown algae will be having chlorophyll C. Clear? Clear? So, the another question that they ask in paper is ki why brown algae is brown? Because of the presence of this pigment, that is fucoxanthin. Okay? That is fucoxanthin. It is another important question. Now, when it comes to the rhodophyce, D, red, erythrocytes, red blood cells. Erythrocytes are red blood cell. Erythrin word is the key word here. So, here, why red algae is red? Because of the presence of the pigment phycoerythrin. Okay? Because of the presence of the pigment phycoerythrin. Clear? Clear? Done? So, up to this part all clear? Up to this part all clear? Next thing that you need to remember, when it comes to the green algae, bache, stored food is starch just like higher plants. When it comes to the brown algae, it is a sugar alcohol, mannitol and laminarian. What is it? Mannitol and laminarian. All of you just type these two words in the chat section right now. Right now. Quickly guys, quickly. I seriously want to see the responses, yaar. Your speed is very less. Seriously. Your speed is very less. Quickly type it in the chat section, all of you. Type these two words. In the brown algae, which one is the stored food? Tell me quickly, which one is the stored food when it comes to the brown algae, all of you? Type it quickly. Quickly type it, all of you guys, be quick, yaar, be quick. And do like the video, and if you are new to this channel, please subscribe our channel right now. Just subscribe our channel. I want to see the likes, more likes. Quick. Quick. So, will you remember these answers till your NEET examination? Huh? Good. Now, rhodophyce, duh. It's duh. Red, duh. Chlorophyll A and D. Same way, Floridian. What is it? Floridian. It's Floridian starch. Okay, Floridian starch. This is what my kids need to remember. Then in the cell wall, cellulose is there. Yes, bache, in the brown algae, from brown algae, we get algin. From brown algae, we get alginates, algin. So, algin is present in the cell wall of brown algae, right? So when it comes to the red algae, pectin, polysulfate and esters are there. Okay, pectin, polysulfates and esters are there. So this is what you need to remember. This is the important point. Now bache, when it comes to the algae, okay, you know that asexual reproduction is also there. So although there are many spores, but one spore is zoospore. Which spore is there? Zoospore, right? Zoospore. So very first thing that you need to remember is कि zoospore is the result of asexual reproduction. Zoospore is the result of asexual reproduction. And why are we using the word zoo? Zoo means animal. Okay, means something is mobile, something is movable, something is mobile, something is movable. So here when you talk about the zoospores, na, they are having the flagella by which the spore it moves. Okay, it is having the flagella. It is having the flagella. So yes, on the basis of number of flagella also we differentiate different algae. So here you guys can see when it is the green algae, 2 to 8 flagella are there, but they are present at top. ठीक है, apical flagella is there. जैसे just imagine if I am the zoospore, so here I am having 2, right? Here I am having 2 flagella at the top. So that is why they are mentioning 2 to 8 equal sized apical flagella. Very first point. Now when it is the brown algae, this type of structure will be there. See, 2 flagella will be there. They are present laterally. One is large sized, another is small. And another, okay, and the most important point when you talk about the rhodophyceae, in the rhodophyceae there is no motile structure. There is no motile structure. So is that clear? Any doubt from this table? Because from this table question will come for sure. Okay, question will come for sure. So if there is any doubt, do let me know, guys. Do let me know in the chat section. Quick. And yes, how's the Josh? How's the Josh? How's the energy? How's the energy? This is the key word. This is the keyword here. Keyword here, no motile structure is present in the rhodophyceae in the red algae. Some students are writing no ma'am clear. Matlab, is it clear or not? Okay, no doubt. Okay, fine, done. Okay, so are you guys ready for the tricks now? Are you people ready for the tricks now? Yes. Are you guys ready for the tricks? Show some energy in the chat section, then I'll tell you about the trick. So whatever points I have highlighted, only that points are important. Here in the green algae, the one more thing that you need to remember is that chloroplast is having the different shapes like discoid, plate-like, reticulate, cup-shaped, spiral or ribbon-shaped. This point, this is important, right? In different green algae, na, the chloroplast, the shape of the chloroplast, it varies. So this is your homework. You have to tell this to me, right? You have to mention the answer in the comment section. Okay, you have to mention the answer in the comment section. So you have to tell which in which algae the chloroplast is discoid shaped, where it is plate like, where it is reticulate, where it is cup shaped. This is what you need to tell me in the chat section. So will you do it? Will you do it? Pakka? If you are true NEET aspirants, yes, you have to do it. There is no other choice. You have to do it. You have to do it. Okay, done. Fine. Okay, so now are you people ready for tricks? Chalo, I'll tell you. I will not waste your time. So this is the trick for the green algae. What is the trick? It is SUV chal kara. It is SUV chal kara. Repeat it in the chat section. It is SUV chal kara. Repeat it in the chat section. Many questions used to come from this part. SUV chal kara. SUV chal kara. Just write it in the chat section quickly, all of you. All of you, just write it in the chat section. And when are you going to like my video? Huh? Uh-oh. Quickly. Done. SUV chal kara. SUV Chalkara. It's not SUV 3C. It's SUV Chalkara. Okay, because we are going to remember the examples as per NCERT. So, I am going to write it here. S. So, this is for the green algae. This is for the green algae. Write down. S stands for Spirogyra. Okay. U stands for Ulothrix. V stands for the round algae, colonial algae, volvox. Chal, Chlamydo, Monas, and here we have the last Kara. So, one question was there in the NEET examination, NEET 2022, and that is on the basis of the structure of, on the basis of image of this Kara. Do you remember that? Yes, all of you, do you remember that? Do you remember that? So, you can see here Oogonium and Antheridium. So, I was checking out some questions now. This is a repeated question about the position of Oogonium and Antheridium in the case of Kara. Right, because this part is there in the reproduction in organism as well. Na? So, question used to come from the diagram. So, example done? Example done? Are you clear with it? Yes. So, the very first homework is you have to tell me the examples in which you will see different shape of chloroplast. Second question is, you people will mention it in the comment section that which algae are oogamous, anisogamous and isogamous. That is also your homework. So, up to this part all clear? If it is a yes, let me know in the chat section, because we are moving to the brown algae. So, brown algae mein, the trick is self-DP. What is the trick here in the brown algae? It is self-DP. What is it? It is self-DP. I told you now, with the help of tricks we are going to revise everything. What is it? It is self-DP. So, S stands for very good Meenu Kuti, very good, excellent bache. Sankrithna, very good Jyoti, Ruthika, all of you are reverting. That's a very good thing, guys. That's a very good thing. Keep it up, all of you just answer it. So, the next trick, the trick for brown algae is for Pteridophytes is self-DP. What is it? It is self-DP. So, S stands for anyone in the class? Anyone in the class? The S stands for, very good bache. It is sargasm. Array, it's not sarcasm, it's sargasm. Sargasm, edible as well. E stands for Actocarpus. L stands for Laminaria. F stands for Fucus, having ear bladders. D stands for Dictyota, dichotomously branched. P stands for, of course, nothing else but the Pteridophytes. But the Pteridophytes. Clear? Clear? So, here you guys can write down one more thing, that is sargasm, laminaria, both are edible, eatable, you can eat it. Secondly, you can mention the exceptions as well. Actocarpus, haplodiplontic, right? Even the kelps which belong to Pteridophytes, haplodiplontic, but the Fucus, algae having ear bladders, this algae is diplontic. So, is that clear? Any doubt? Sure? So, write down the trick for the green algae first. Quickly, all of you. Write down the trick for the green algae first, then tell me about the brown algae. I want to see whether you are able to retain it or not. Tell me quickly. Priyadarshini, excellent. Next is your red algae. Very good. right? So this is all about the Phaeophyceae. So Phaeophyceae may just remember this most important point, that there will be the algin. Algin is obtained from the brown algae. Algin is obtained from the brown algae. Clear? Clear? So now come to red algae. Red algae is very easy. It is P2G2. Okay, it is P2G2. After NEET, after MBBS, you will go for the post-graduation, na? You will go for the MD, MS, whatever you want to do. Okay, so here the trick is P2G2. What is it? It is P2G2. So P stands for P2, matlab PPGG. PPGG. So P stands for, one is Porphyra. One is Porphyra here. This P stands for Porphyra and yes. And here GG, very famous GG, Gelidium gracilaria. The algae from where we will get, you know, agar-agar. And what about this P, Porphyra? Porphyra is also edible. Very good bachche. It is Polysiphonia. Clear? It is Polysiphonia. So any doubt? Any doubt? Do you have any doubt? Huh? Do you have any doubt? Sure? Sure? Okay, so this is all about the red algae. So in the from the red algae, other than agar-agar, you get one more thing. Can you tell me in the chart section what is that? Jaise algin is obtained from the brown algae. So from the red algae, one thing is the agar-agar from Gelidium and gracilaria. What about the second thing? Second thing is Cara. Second thing is Cara. I'm waiting for the answer. I'm waiting for the answer. Very good, Priya Darshini. Very good. This girl is reverting, right? This girl is answering all the questions and she's too fast. She is too fast. Lokesh Kelp is under the brown algae. Carrageen. Very good. Very good. Excellent. Excellent. So what's your target for the NEET exam? What's your target for the NEET exam? Like 350, 320, 330, 340 or 360? What's your target? What's your target for the NEET exam? How many marks are you targeting for the NEET examination? If you are targeting 340 plus, na, then you need to be accurate, you need to be fast. Okay. Just in the DNA replication, why we go for DNA polymerase 3? We discussed DNA replication, na? We used to discuss DNA replication, na? So we used to say the main polymerizing enzyme is your DNA polymerase 3. Why is it so? Because that enzyme is, you know, fast. That enzyme is accurate as well. Accuracy is also the key. You need to be fast, but you need to be accurate as well. So this is what you need to learn in biology. When it comes to the biology, biology is a very important subject for the NEET examination, because you people, the 50% of syllabus is from the biology. Okay. So if you people will make sure that you are scoring 350 plus, definitely you will get the medical seat. If you are even able to score, you know, 120 in physics and chemistry. So biology is the key, and we cannot afford to lose even a single mark in the biology. So you need to be fast, you need to be accurate. You need to be fast, you need to be accurate. Okay? 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 So what is the keyword for all of you for NEET examination? Far. It's just far, fast and accurate. Okay? It's fast and accurate. Okay. So the next is Bryophytes. So Bryophytes mein main plant bodies. Yes. Again, I want to check your attention. Main plant bodies. When it comes to the Bryophyte, the main plant bodies. Yes. Viram, you have to manage for, you know, these 2 weeks. Yes. Main plant body. Main plant body. Exactly, Nilofer. The main plant body is gametophytic generation. The gametophyte is the dominant, independent, and it is the long-lived phase. It is the long-lived phase. Now, sporophyte is dependent or independent? Sporophyte is dependent on independent. Sporophyte is what? It is wholly or partially dependent on gametophyte. Okay. Wholly or partially dependent on what? On gametophyte. So is that clear? All of you, is that clear? So we have the liverworts here. in which the best example is Markensia. Okay, and then we have the mosses. Then we have the mosses. So, bache, when you talk about the bryophyte, let me brief you about the bryophytes. So, bryophytes are the amphibians of plant kingdom. Okay, the bryophytes are what? They are the amphibians of plant kingdom. Why do we call them as amphibians of plant kingdom? Because, see, even they are without vascular tissue, even they are without xylem and phloem, but they have started taking a step towards the land habitat. They are not the successful land plants, but they started taking a step towards the land habitat. When you talk about the main plant body, again it is going to be the thalloid, again it is going to be the thallus, but still, you know, better differentiated, better than algae. जैसे suppose करो 2 students are there, out of 100, one is scoring 30 marks, another is scoring 40 marks, right? Both the score is not outstanding, it is bad, but obviously 41 is better than 31, okay? So that is the key here, right? Right, so they have started taking a step towards the land habitat. So the very first question that used to come in the NEET exam from this part is this diagram of Markensia. Markensia is a bryophyte, the liverwort. So here you can see, right, the body, you can see the structure here, see the rhizoid, they are the root-like structures, here they are unicellular. In the liverworts, this is what you need to remember, this is important, rhizoids are unicellular. Just look at the thallus, right, it is prostrate like this. It is not erect like that, it is prostrate. So here if you will see the Markensia, the another important question is, bache, it is dioecious. It is not monoecious, it is dioecious, means it is unisexual. Male and female thallus is different, this is the key. Okay, male and female thallus is different, it is the key. Remember this. The trick here is BMH. B stands for bisexual kids. Jaise we have the cars now, BMW. You know about it, isn't it? BMW. So instead of BMW Sahiba, you have to consider it as BMH. You have to consider it as BMH. So B stands for bisexual, M stands for monoecious, and H stands for hermaphrodite. Remember this word, you need it. Remember this trick. Like we have the cars now, BMW. So instead of BMW, Furkana bache, instead of BMW, keep it BMH. BMH. Type it in the chat section, all of you, and fatafat, quickly like the session also. And if you are not the subscriber of our channel, now do subscribe it. Do it quickly. I literally need your support, guys. I literally need your support. Okay. So instead of BMW, we are going to keep it BMH. BMH. So bisexual, monoecious, hermaphrodite. Bisexual, monoecious, hermaphrodite. So in the case of Markensia, it's dioecious, it's unisexual. So these are the common repeated questions. That is why I am emphasizing this, okay? That's why I am emphasizing this. So rhizoid, unicellular it is. Here you can see the archegoniophore. Archegonio, G. G for girl. G for ghost. Girl. Ghost. Female part. Antheridiophore. Anther. Male part it is. Okay. Okay, this is another example. This is the example of Funaria. Here you can see, this is the sporophyte. Sporophyte is having the foot, it is having the seta, it is having the capsule. Okay. Okay, so here the sporophyte is multicellular. And here you can see the example of sphagnum, the peat moss. So diagram based question used to come in the NEET examination. So yes, we have to remember the diagrams as well. Okay, individually I'll tell you about the liverworts and mosses. Fine, bache? Fine, so up to this part all clear? I'll explain it with the help of diagram. Okay. So the trick here is my first place is secure. What is the trick here? My first place is secure. So M stands for Markensia. M stands for Markensia. F stands for first. Funaria. Funaria. P stands for. Hanji. P stands for. Quickly tell me in the chat section. P stands for polytrichum. Polytrichum or polysiphonia. What is it? Do not get confused here. And S stands for sphagnum. S stands for sphagnum. So that is the point. Right. My first place is secure. My first place is secure. Okay. My first place is secure. So M stands for Markensia, F stands for Funaria, Polytrichum, Siphonia, right? So one more trick is there. Mosses are polyphus. So you have two tricks here. Mosses are polyphus. Mosses are polyphus. Polytrichum, Fu means Funaria, S means Sphagnum. So instead of one, I am giving you two tricks. So whatever suits you, you guys can go for that. Okay, mosses are polyphus. Is that clear? Is that clear? So that is what you need to remember. Which one is, monoecious, which one is dioecious. So you just can see here, this is the Markensia. See, these are the gemma cups. They are meant for asexual reproduction. These gemma cups will get separated, they will grow again. Right, so this is the thallus, the rhizoid. So in the case of liverworts, these rhizoids are unisexual and rhizoids are unicellular. And when you talk about the mosses, they are multicellular. Fine, they are multicellular. So up to this part all clear, bache? All clear? So just look at the life cycle. Right? Look at the life cycle. These gemma cup meant for asexual reproduction. This is the female gametophyte. So female gametophyte, archegoniophore. See, this is the archegonia. Right? It is the gametophyte. So obviously, you can just see, you can just have a look. Right, bache? So here also you know that gametophyte is the dominating phase. So here in archegonia, this archegonium is there, na? Archegonium is there. Because it is the gametophyte, it will form the gametes. So here you will have the gamete. So with the help of water, bryophytes, they need water for sexual reproduction. With the help of water, these biflagellated sperm known as entheridios, known as entherozoids. Right, these biflagellated sperms in the bryophyte and pteridophytes, they are known as entherozoids. They are known as entherozoids. What are they? They are known as entherozoids. So these biflagellated sperms, with the help of water, they will enter here in this structure. Right, bache? The fertilization will be done. Your zygote will further divide. It will form this sporophyte. So sporophyte will have the foot, the seta and the capsule, bache. So within this capsule, right, within this capsule, there will be the spore mother cell, right, and by meiosis, they will form the spores. Spores will liberate, they will grow again, they will form the haploid gametophyte. So if there is any doubt, guys, do let me know in the chat section. I am ready to answer all your questions. We have more tricks for, pteridophytes and gymnosperms as well, because in today's session, we will be targeting the important points only. So after this, we are going to, within 15 minutes, we will finish plant kingdom. Then we will start the animal kingdom with the basis of classification. So tell me quickly, up to this part all clear? Up to this part all clear? Sure? Sure, sure, sure? Okay, so here you can see mosses. This is the sporophyte, the diploid structure having foot, seta and capsule. Okay? Done. So now answer these questions, bache. Chalo. Now enough with the theory, now answer few questions. Quick. In 15 minutes, we will finish the pteridophytes, gymno and angio with the help of tricks, and I'll mark all the important points. Don't you people worry about that. So quickly tell me. Sandhya, I told you about the trick. Answer this question quick. But see this greenish part, gemma cups, they are present on Markensia. They will get separated and grow into a new thallus. Answer. How, ma'am? How conversion into spores? But within that capsule, you have some cells, diploid cells, spore mother cells. That spore mother cells will undergo meiosis. After meiosis, the haploid spores will form. That haploid spores, further their dispersal will be there. They will germinate into the gametophyte. Simple. Exactly. Markensia. Okay. Next. Which one of the following is the wrongly matched? Which one of the following is the wrongly matched? Quickly. Answer this. Again a PYQ. It's again a PYQ. Answer it quickly. You have to tell me the incorrectly matched. So, bache, here, while answering the question, you need to focus what are they asking, the correct word or the wrong word. So, wrongly matched. So here the answer is Spirogyra. Okay, motile gametes are not there. Done? Next, syngamy can occur outside the body of organisms in. Syngamy can occur outside the body of organisms in. Quick. Syngamy can occur outside the body of organisms in. Quick, quick, quick. Of course, it is the algae, right? You know that algae it is, because in the cases of mosses, even in the ferns and in the fungi, it will not be the outside the body, it will be inside the body, okay? Isogamous condition with non-flagellated gametes. Do answer it in the comment section as well. You have to tell me the examples of different shapes of chloroplast. Secondly, you have to tell which algae are isogamous, which are anisogamous, which are oogamous. So, what is the answer here? Isogamous condition with non-flagellated gamete is found in, it is found in Spirogyra. Okay. So, which of the following is responsible for peat formation? Peat, which is acting like a fuel, having the property of water retention. We use it for the packaging, you know, when we want to ship something. So, for the packaging also we use this peat moss. Which one is the peat moss? We even call it as peat moss. That is sphagnum. Very important it is, okay? Very important it is. Done, bache? So, next is pteridophytes, and the trick here is please pteridophytes. Please ptero. The trick here is please ptero. Right? What is the trick here? The trick here is please ptero. So, can you tell me what is the meaning of this? Yes. Can you tell me what is the meaning of this? Please ptero. Come to this. But before starting it now, first of all, let me tell you about the pteridophytes. See, in the case of pteridophytes, you know that they are first successful land plants. What are they? They are first successful land plants. Although even they need water for the sexual reproduction, that's why they are not, you know, widely spread. But yes, they have the xylem, they have the phloem, we call them as tracheophytes. And in the case of pteridophytes, the plant body is differentiated into proper roots, proper stem, proper leaves. Keep it in your head. But here in the case of pteridophytes, what is the point? In pteridophytes, you have some leaf-like structures. Okay, you have some leaf-like structure. Over these leaf-like structure, kids, you will see in some leaf-like structures, you will see that spores will start forming. Okay, you will see the spores will start forming. So, we used to call it as sporophyll. What we used to call it? We used to call it as sporophyll, right? Phyll means leaves, the leaves which are going to form the spores. So, over these sporophylls, you will see some structures. You will see the sporangium, the structure which will form the spores. Okay, it can be sorais, sorus. Okay, sporophylls, the very important point about pteridophytes. And sometimes what happen? All these sporophylls together, you know, they become condensed, you know, spirally coiled, and they form some structure, some cone-like structure. Right, some cone-like structure, and we used to call it as strobilus. Right, we used to call it as strobilus. Clear? We used to call it as strobilus. Okay, strobilus. Cone-like structure, strobilus or cone. Done? This is what you need to remember in the case of these pteridophytes. Another important point about these pteridophytes is the spores. You know, most of the pteridophytes, what happened? They used to form same type of spore. You know that in the case of pteridophytes, it is the sporophyte which is the main plant body. Even gametophyte is, you know, independent. But in the case of pteridophyte, the very important thing, you know, which later on initiated seed habit was the formation of different type of spores. In some of the pteridophytes, we will see some pteridophytes, they form same type of spores. We used to call them as homosporous. Homo means same type of spores will be there. So if same type of spores will be there, that spores will germinate and they will form monoecious plant. Okay, they will form monoecious plants. But we have the examples where we will see different type of spores, that is heterosporous pteridophytes. Okay, okay. In that heterosporous pteridophytes, microspores which will form male gametophyte, megaspore which will form female gametophyte, they used to form. Okay, they used to form. So these are the things, right Kalai bache, these are the things, right? This point was very important for the seed habit. And another thing was, in the case of pteridophytes, you know that sporophyte, it start retaining. Jaise, I'll give you one example. Let's say there is one gametophyte. Okay, in the gametophyte there will be the gamete. Now the gamete will fuse, both the gametes will fuse, zygote will form. That zygote will form the sporophyte. Okay, that zygote is going to develop into a sporophyte. That sporophyte remain retained on gametophyte. That sporophyte, it remained retained on that gametophyte. So all that things, they led to the evolution. It leads to the formation of that seed habit further. Okay, okay. So here we have to remember the examples of the heterosporous pteridophyte. This is the very important thing when it comes to the pteridophytes, kids. Okay, so I gave you one trick now, and that is please stero. Please stero. So let me tell you what is the trick here. P stands for Xylopsida. Remember, Xylopsida. So here the example is going to be Xylotum. The example is going to be Xylotum. Then L. In the case of L, we are having Lycopsida. In the short form for please, we used to write now PLS. 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 So L stands for Lycopsida. So here you are having example Lycopsida. So Lycopodium, just like its name. And one more thing is, one more example is Selaginella. Selaginella. All of you quickly write the trick in the chat section, all of you. The trick here is PLS Tero. The trick here is PLS Tero. Please Tero. What is the trick here, Anika? Please Tero. What is the trick here? Priyadarshini. Please Tero. So P stands for Xylopsida. L stands for Lycopsida. S stands for Sphenopsida. Sphenopsida. Is that clear? Sphenopsida. So here it is equisitum. SS is there. Situm. Sphenopsida. Then comes the Tero. So Tero means Pteropsida. Tero means Pteropsida. Examples are very easy, bache, like Pteris, Dryoteris. Okay, Pteris, Dryoteris. Is that clear? Even Adiantum is given in your NCERT. Okay, Adiantum, the water fern, is given in your NCERT. So up to this part, all clear? If it is yes, type it in the chat section. So the trick here is please Tero. Xylopsida, Lycopsida, Sphenopsida, Pteropsida. Xylopsida, Lycopsida, Sphenopsida, Pteropsida. Is that clear? Is that clear? Yes, all of you, is that clear? So Xylopsida, Xylotum, Lycopsida, Lycopodium and Selaginella, Sphenopsida, equisitum, horse tail, having that cones. Then Pteris, Dryoteris, Adiantum. So if it is cleared, quickly type the yes in the chat section. I want to see the energy, guys. I want to see the energy. And if you want more tricks, then you have to be consistent, right? Attend this session till end. We'll tell you all the important question asked from plant kingdom and animal kingdom, but you have to be there with me till the end. Okay. So Kalai, Anand, it is because of your request, you know, we took this step and we started teaching in English. See, so do subscribe our channel and do promote it. Do promote it, guys. Now, the another trick that my students need to remember is Sisa. Do it. Do it. Don't laugh. Just do it. See, sa. This is sometimes we laugh na. We used to do na. He. We used to do yes or no. I think you know about it. I think you all know about it. Sometimes while laughing we used to do na. Same as the case here. So instead of you have to do sa. He seesaw. Seesaw is there na, seesaw. So it is he seesaw. He seesaw. All of you just say this. He seesaw. He seesaw. So what is it? He. It is indicating heterosporous. It is indicating heterosporous. C is indicating Selaginella. Sa is indicating Salvinia. So this is the important question here. We are done with the pteridophytes. So all of you do it. He, seesaw. Try it. It's a very good exercise. You know, sometimes I used to do things like that. Whenever I used to make the tricks, I do like things like that. He, seesaw. Even my mother used to ask, are you mad or what? Do it. Do it, guys. Do it. Okay. So we are done with the examples, and examples are going to come in your paper. Okay. So here you can see the life cycle. A quick revision. The main plant body is sporophyte. Here you can see the sporophylls. Over these sporophylls, there are some, aggregated structures. We are calling them as sorus or sori. Okay. Over this, because sporophyte is there, so inside these sori, obviously sporangium will be there, the structure which will form spore. Sporogenous tissue is there, the diploid tissue. So the tissue is diploid, of course it will undergo meiosis, then it will form haploid spores. That spores will germinate, they will form this heart-shaped prothallus. So prothallus you will see in pteridophytes. Okay, this type of prothallus you guys are going to see in the pteridophytes. Prothallus, heart-shaped it is. And in the case of mosses, right, in the case of mosses, you people will see protonema, filamentous, algae-like stage. So prothallus is present in pteridophytes. Protonema, filamentous, after the germination of spore, gametophyte used to form a leafy gametophyte. So such protonema wala stage you will see there. Okay? My mom starts laughing. Good. Okay? So again the gametes will form. So this is about it. So I'll share it in the PDF I'll share in the Telegram group, which will be very good for your quick revision. So next question, this is what you need to answer, that in bryophytes the transport of male gametes it requires. In bryophytes the transport of male gamete it requires what? Of course, water it is. A distinct feature of bryophytes when compared to the other green plant is that they, yes, what is the distinct feature which is there in the case of bryophyte when it is compared to the other green plant is that they have the it should be sporophyte attached to the gametophyte, right? Okay, sporophyte is attached to the gametophyte, means sporophyte is dependent over the gametophyte. Okay, so next is the gymnosperms. So when it comes to the gymnosperms, we know it very well, isn't it, kids? We know it very well when we talk about the gymnosperms. Diplontic life cycle is there. Secondly, they are tracheophytes. Right, third is diplontic life cycle is there, tracheophytes there. Third is they are having the naked seeds, means ovule is present but not the ovary. Okay, so the gymnosperms, what are they? Gymnosperms. So we even call them as, because they are having the seeds, so we even call them as phanerogams or spermatophyta. This word is important. Okay, this word is important. So here we have the trick for the gymnosperms. Gymnosperms mein cycus is there, pinus is there. So they ask you the question, which one is monoecious, which one is dioecious. Along with that, this is what you need to remember from the gymnosperms. I'll tell you. Now see, the major examples are your cycus and pinus. But other examples are also there. So for the examples, this is the trick. Go students, please catch cup. Go students, please catch cup. Type it in the chat section quickly, all of you. Go students, please catch cup. All of you just type it in the chat section. I want to see the energy. Unacademy NEET English should see that my students are really regular, they are listening to me very carefully and they are reverting as well. They are the true NEET aspirants. They really want to score 340 plus marks in the NEET examination. And right now we are catering to very important chapters. Definitely 4 questions you can get from these 2 chapters. 4 question means 8 questions means 32 marks. 32 marks. So all of you just answer it to me, guys. Speed up. Go students, please catch cup. Go students, please catch cup. So G stands for ginkgo biloba. Ginkgo biloba. Right? Go students. S stands for go students, please catch cup. So ginkgo. S stands for anyone in the class? Anyone in the class? Yes, it is GSPCC, but S stands for. Answer it to me, that's your homework. And when it comes to the please, P, you know it, it's Pinus. Catch cup, Cycas and Cedrus. S stands for, ma'am, we cannot tell you that, hai na? Very good, Sandhya. I'm so proud of Sandhya. Proud of you, Sandhya. Sequoia. That is sequoia. Right? So, go students, please catch cup. This is the trick, bache. And when it comes to the ginkgo and cycas, right? Ginkgo biloba and cycas, both of them are the living fossils. What are they? They both are living fossils. So, what is the meaning of living fossils? Living fossils, you know, they are the plants, they are the animals. They are having the characters just like the species which are fossilized now. Right? This is how you can remember the living fossils. Living fossils are the organisms. They are present today, but their characters are similar to the characters. Their characters are similar to the characters of the species which are fossilized. Right? Which are fossilized. Are you getting my point? That is why we call them as living fossils, and they are not even evolving. You will not see any new character in them. You will see the old characters in them, right? So these are the examples. And when it comes to the sequoia, if you remember, it is the tallest tree, right? Red giant wood it is. It is the tallest tree. Red giant wood it is. What is it? Red giant wood. Tallest tree it is. Are you getting my point? Are you getting my point? Right? So, these are the examples that you need to remember. Another important question that comes from this part is, your cycas is what? It is dioecious. It is unisexual. Male and female plant is different. When it comes to the pinus, it is monoecious. Male and female cone is present on the same plant. Okay. So, these are the points that you kids need to remember. So, you can see the root, simple taproot is there, right? Simple taproot is there, and see, coralloid roots in cycas, mycorrhiza in pinus. Okay, another important things, another important MCQ. Remember na, in the case of cycas, C for cycas, this is how you know I remember it. C for cycas, C for coralloid, C for cycas, C for coralloid. So these are the roots in which, you know, blue-green algae, yeah, you can say that photosynthetic bacteria is living in symbiotic association. Okay, coralloid roots are the one in which, you know, the bacteria is living in symbiotic association. This is what you can write down. Bacteria is living in symbiotic association. Clear? 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 So mycorrhiza, you know that roots of like pinus plus fungi, fungus, they are showing the symbiotic association. Right, fungi is getting the shelter, and fungi will absorb the nutrient, will give it to the pine tree, right, will give it to the pine tree. So this is a very common example. Yes, C for coralloid, C for cycas, C for cyanobacteria. This is what you need to remember. So this is important. So cycas is what? It is unisexual. Pinus is what? It is bisexual, right? And in the case of pinus, you know that xerophytic adaptations are there. Leaves are needle-like. All that points are important. All that points are important. Okay. Okay. So see, branched stem is there in pine and cedrus, unbranched in the cycas. Okay. Leaves are needle-like, thick cuticle, and sunken stomata is there in the conifers. So this is the xerophytic adaptation. Xerophytic means these plants need to grow in the, oh, I need to change the color, right? Just a minute. So, xerophytic adaptations. Okay, okay. Then vascular tissue is of course present, right? So, this point is very important, bache. When it comes to the gymnosperms, na, they have the sieve cells, not the sieve tube elements, they have the sieve cells, and in their case, your companion cells are not there, but albuminous cells are there. So, this is important MCQ. This is important MCQ. Okay, this point is literally important. There is one exception to it, the order Neetail. Order Neetail of gymnosperms, that is Neetum, Cedrus, they all are, that is Neetum, they are having the companion cells, otherwise they do not. Okay, they do not. So, this is what you need to remember. So, I will share the PDF in the Telegram channel, so you will get an idea. Clear? Clear? So, only ovule is there, there is no flower, no ovary, that is why the seeds are naked. Okay, the seeds are naked, they are not covered. Okay, the main plant body is sporophytic. So, diploid it is. So, if there is any question, any doubt from this part, do let me know. And bache, angiosperms, you know that they are having two classes, dicotyledon, dicots and monocots are there, na? And monocotyledonous. Okay, so when it comes to the dicotyledonous dicots, they are having two cotyledons. So, mostly the seeds are ex-albuminous, they do not have the endosperm. Exceptions are there, but still. And in case of monocots, you know that single cotyledon is there, so the seeds are endospermic. Okay, the seeds are what? The seeds are endospermic here. So, if there is any doubt from this part, do let me know in the chat section. Clear? Are you sure? So, angiosperms we are not discussing in detail because it is just like the sexual reproduction in flowering plants, right? All that double fertilization is there, right? Triploid endosperm will be there. All that points are there. That's all. Okay? Okay. Yes, Priya Darshini, very good question. I was about to answer it. Priya Darshini is asking one question, ki ma'am, what about the ploidy? Write down. What about the ploidy of endosperm? What about the ploidy of endosperm in gymnosperms? So, it is haploid, right? It is not triploid, it is haploid because there is no double fertilization in the case of what? In the case of gymnosperms, okay? So, it is just a haploid structure. This is a good question. This is a good question. So, if there is any doubt from this part, guys, do let me know. Do let me know if there is any doubt from this part. Sure? Sure? So, can we go ahead? So, angiosperms are just like what? Just like sexual reproduction in flowering plants. So, these tables are added here. You know that you can see that mosses, ferns, gymnosperms, angiosperms, right? Seeds are present in cones and fruits. All that points I have mentioned here. None. So, are you ready to answer few questions? Tell me, are you ready to answer few questions? Because after that we are going to revise the tables from the animal kingdom, right? Tables from the animal kingdom, and again very important thing, again I am going to cater the most important topics. Ma'am, I am getting 397 in the mock test. Can I get above 600 in NEET? Definitely you can. You just need to analyze your mock test. You just need to analyze the mistakes that you are making in your mock test. Are you making silly mistakes, or you are not aware of the topics? You haven't covered the syllabus. So many things are there. You need to analyze that, Gautam. Anything else? G bachis. Susanta, you need to focus on the diagrams which are there in the NCERT, that's all. Anything else, guys? Anything else? Okay, you are answering the question. You are more excited for that. Koi baat nahi. Which of the following gametophyte is not independent, free living? In which of the following gametophyte is not independent or free living? Okay, it is not in the case of Pinus. Why? Because here the life cycle is diplontic. The life cycle is diplontic. So, conifers are adapted to tolerate extreme environmental conditions because of. Conifers are adapted to tolerate extreme environmental conditions because of. Conifers, xerophytes, they are having xerophytic adaptations. They are having what? They are having xerophytic adaptations. So you know that they are having the thick cuticle. The stomata is sunken. Needle-like leaves are there. Okay, needle-like leaves are there. Next, life cycle of Actocarpus. Life cycle of Actocarpus and Fucus respectively are. Life cycles of Actocarpus and Fucus respectively are. What about the life cycle of Actocarpus and Fucus? Quickly tell me. No, Anshika, it's not like that. It's literally not like that. And what about the Josh? What about the energy? Are you feeling low? No, na. If you people are not feeling low, you are ready for the animal kingdom, the next chapter, another important chapter in which we need to, revise the basis of classification. We need to revise the table. So I want to see that energy in the chat section. What you people are doing? What you people are doing? I need that energy, yaar. I need that energy in the chat section, that motivation. And subscribe our channel. What are you looking? Subscribe our channel quickly. Exactly. So Actocarpus, haplodiplontic, Fucus, diplontic. These two are the exceptions. So we need to remember this. These two are the exceptions. We need to remember it. Next. Oh, next is the animal kingdom. Next is the animal kingdom. So I am giving you a break for a break of 1 minute. Just 1 minute. 1 minute break. So if there is any doubt, ask me. Then we'll start the animal kingdom. And tomorrow we are going to take one very interesting session. We are going to start it at 9 AM and that will be the most predicted NEET paper. Literally, most predicted NEET paper. No. Who told you that 10 minutes are left only? No, we are going to finish this chapter first. Nothing should be more important than NEET exam as of now. Nothing. Any question, any doubt? Any question, any doubt? So along with session, you guys can eat if you want. Sleep fast in 1 minute. How is it possible? Chalo, let's start the next chapter. That is the animal kingdom. See, different animals are there, isn't it? Different animals are there, isn't it? Isn't it? Different. Like see, if you will look around, you will see the lizard, you will see the mosquitoes, you will see the flies, right? You will see different type of animals. But even we humans are also the part of animal kingdom. So there must be something, there must be some characters. On the basis of that we have divided the things, isn't it? We have divided the things. Okay. So this is what we are going to discuss in the animal kingdom. In the chapter animal kingdom, guys, the most important thing is the basis of classification. If you know, if you understand the basis of classification, rest everything is very easy. Last year, if you have analyzed the paper of NEET 2022, you will see they have asked question based on the examples. Right? Many examples they have asked. They have given you the examples and then they are asking you the characters. Yeah, they have given you the character in the question and then they are asking for the examples. Okay. So I don't think that same type of question will come in NEET 2023. This is just my opinion. So what you have to do, you need to focus on basis of classification. Examples are always important, but in animal kingdom there are so many examples. So if you will go for the what? Go for the tricks only, maybe you will forget. So again and again you have to revise it. Okay. So now I'm going to start the animal kingdom and you all need to tell me the name of the, right? You people need to tell me the name of the phylums in a sequence. You people need to tell me the name of the phylum in the sequence. Quickly, then I'll tell you the basis of classification and all the tables. Quickly. Type the name of the phylums in the, type the name of the phylums. Name of the phylum in a sequence right now. Quickly. I'm starting the animal kingdom, bache. Okay, done? Can we go for that? I'm unable to see your charts. Guys, be quick. Okay, done? Okay, so when we talk about the animal kingdom, we start with the phylum Porifera, right? Then we have the Cnidaria. Then we have the Ctenophora. Just follow this sequence. Then we have what? Ctenophora. Then what do we have? We have platyhelminths. We have esculminths. We have, all of you just type it with me, Annelida, right? Then we have Arthropoda, Mollusca, Echinodermata. All of you just type it quickly. Echinodermata, Hemichordata, and then finally what do we have? The phylum Chordata, and we all belong to this particular phylum, isn't it? We all belong to this particular phylum, isn't it? So tell me in the chat section, which one is the largest phylum? The largest phylum. Which one is the largest phylum? Quickly tell me in the chat section. You need to follow this particular sequence. You need to follow this particular sequence. Which one is the largest phylum? I'm talking about the largest phylum, kids. Largest is the Arthropoda. Which one is the second largest phylum? Which one is the second largest phylum? Second largest phylum is your Mollusca. So these things are important. So now quickly we are going to finish what? We are going to finish this part. This part we are going to finish. We need to focus on the basis of classification. The very first thing is level of organization. See, it is the animal kingdom. So in animal kingdom, bache, obviously all the organisms are multicellular, but in some animals, like we will start from Porifera, only cellular level of organization is there. So very first basis of classification is this cellular level. Okay. Very first level of classification is this cellular level. Cellular level of organization is there. There is a multicellular body only. It is not even differentiated at the tissue level, only cellular level. So the very first example, the example here is Porifera. This is what you need to remember, right? Then next two phylum. So in your mind, the sequence of phylum should be very clear. Porifera, then Cnidaria, Ctenophora, Platyhelminth, Esculminth, like this. Okay. So Porifera, cellular level, Cnidaria and Ctenophora. Cnidaria and Ctenophora, tissue level of organization is there. What do they have? They have the tissue level of organization. So very first character, the very first basis of classification is the level of organization. What is it? It is the level of organization. Okay, level of organization. Is that clear? Is that clear? So in cellular level, the tissue level, the organ level, and then comes the organ system level. Okay, then comes the organ system level. So cellular, the example is Porifera. Here the example is Cnidaria and Ctenophora. Here the example is Platyhelminths. And then further from Esculminth to all your chordates. Okay. Is that clear? Is that clear? Sure? Sure? Are you sure? Done. So what is the next character? Can you tell me? Next, let's talk about the symmetry. Right? Next, what we need to discuss? We need to talk about the symmetry. So when it comes to the symmetry, what do we have, guys, in the symmetry? No symmetry. Yep. No symmetry. That is asymmetrical. Then radial symmetry. Then bilateral. So that is what you need to focus. Okay. The examples here. Right. The examples here. We need to focus. So when it comes to the no symmetry, that is asymmetrical organism. Asymmetrical organism. What is the word? Asymmetry. See, just say we have different structures. Let's take the example of ginger. If you try to cut the ginger and if you are thinking that you will get the equal parts, you are not going to get, because the shape is not proper, right? There is asymmetry. So such asymmetrical structure we see in the case of phylum, right? We used to see such things in the case of phylum Porifera. Okay, pore bearing organisms, they are asymmetrical. But here again we have the exceptions. That exception is Sycon. That exception is Leucosolania. You guys can write it down. Sycon and Leucosolania, these are the exceptions. Okay, if you will read NCERT carefully na, in the NCERT it is clearly mentioned that mostly poriferans, they are asymmetrical. They do not have the symmetry. Mostly poriferans, they are asymmetrical. They do not have the symmetry. Okay, they do not have the symmetry. Are you getting my point? So poriferans, they are asymmetrical, but yes, we have the examples as well. Like we have the Sycon, we have the Leucosolania. They are having the radial symmetry. So examples are important, and for that examples, you need to remember, right? You need to remember the name of the phylums and the sequence. So who's going to promise me that yes, ma'am, we will remember the name of the phylums in a sequence and we will type it in the comment section. Dekho, promise. Promise is unbreakable, huh? Promise is unbreakable. Jyoti bachche, poriferans, mostly poriferans are asymmetrical. Right, Jyoti? We have to follow the NCERT as of now. So, mostly poriferans are asymmetrical. Mostly poriferans are asymmetrical. They do not have the symmetry. They do not have the symmetry. But yes, still there are exceptions. So, out of that, the Sycon is given in the NCERT. So, I am mentioning it here. But along with Sycon, Leucosolania is also there. So, both of them are having the radial symmetry. Okay, so who is going to promise me that ki ma'am, whatever homework today you have given us, we are going to type all the things in the comment section after remembering it, because promise is unbreakable. If you are making a promise, you have to fulfill it. Guys, be quick, yeah, be quick. Be quick. I'll just take another half an hour. Then I'll say bye-bye to all of you. See, we are running out of time, okay? We are running out of time. So I really want to, teach you a lot, and same I want to do for the NEET 2024 crowd, but for NEET 2023, whatever is possible, we are going to do that, right? We'll touch maximum chapters, we'll discuss many important topics of that chapter. Even tomorrow, I'll teach you the top 5 concepts of botany as well, okay? But for NEET 2024 students, we really need your support. So I need more and more and more subscriber. I need your likes, I need your time, I need your consistency, guys. Literally, we need that. Then only we'll be able to do this for NEET 2024 aspirants. So if you want that, ki yes, these teachers, this team is literally good, these teachers are good, and we really want them for a long time. So please, please show that support. And already you have given us, love, you have given us love, that acceptance, but we want it for a long time, literally, okay? So you have to do your homework. So now come to this part. So we are talking about the symmetry, the another important character. So the very first thing that I said is asymmetrical. They do not have the symmetry. Next point is what? Radial and bilateral. That's very easy. Just let's take the example of radial symmetry, okay? In the case of radial symmetry, what is there? In the case of radial symmetry, see, any plane which is passing from the center. This is what you need to remember. Any plane which is passing from the center. It can be like this. It can be, like this. Any plane which is passing from the center. This is what you need to remember. This is my favorite example. Okay, this is my favorite example, guys. Favorite example. So any plane which is passing from the center, it is going to divide that particular organism, right? Okay, it is going to divide that particular organism into the equal parts. So you just need to remember the examples for the radial symmetry. So which phylums are there? You are having Cnidaria, the Ctenophora is there, and Echinodermata is there. So just focus on the examples of radial symmetry. Do not go for the examples of bilateral symmetry. You just need to remember poriferans, they are asymmetrical. Cnidaria, Ctenophora and echinoderms, adult echinoderms, they are having radial symmetry. So whatever is left, bilateral. This is the smart work, okay? Okay, so put a note here, bache, it is given in NCERT as well. In the case of echinoderms, adults are having radial symmetry, but when you people talk about the larva, they are having the bilateral symmetry, right? They are having the bilateral symmetry. So adults are having what? Adults are having the Radial symmetry. So if adults are having radial symmetry, that is why we put the entire class in this category, in the category of the radial symmetry. Okay, that is why we keep it here in the radial symmetry. Okay, done, done. So whatever is left, radial, bilateral symmetry. So in bilateral symmetry, only one plane can divide the body into two equal parts, like left and right. Just suppose karo, if just imagine Shreya sir will come, right? He is going to cut me like this. So two equal halves, right and left only. Only one plane can divide the body into two equal halves. Okay, okay. So this is the another character. What is the third character? Tell me quickly. Again in the chart section. The third character, the third basis of classification. We are done with the symmetry. We are done with the level of organization. We are done with the symmetry. What is the third category? Third category. Let's talk about the coelom, your body cavity. Let's talk about the coelom, the body cavity. And before that, you need to understand one thing. Right? Before that, you need to understand one thing. But we all know that we all are developed from a single diploid cell, and the name of that cell is zygote, isn't it? Isn't it? All of you remember that, yes or no? All of you remember that we all are developed from a single cell, and the name of that single cell is zygote. So you know that in the zygote there will be the cleavage, there will be the division, and ultimately this structure will become multicellular slowly, slowly. Isn't it? This structure will become multicellular slowly, slowly. Isn't it, bache? Isn't it? And slowly, slowly there will be the formation of layers, and that layers are known as germ layers. What are they? They are the germ layers. Like when we talk about the embryo formation, so we know that we will be having the zygote will divide, it will become multicellular, and slowly, 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 slowly that cells are going to form a layer. We are calling it as germ layer, right? This is basically the gastrulation. This is basically the gastrulation. The gastrula will form, and slowly, slowly germ layers will form. So when you talk about the germ layers, we have two things, bache. See, on the basis of germ layers, we have two types. One is diploblastic and another is triploblastic. Okay, one is diploblastic and another is what? It is triploblastic. One is diplo, another is triplo. One is diplo, another is triplo. So when it is diploblastic, what is it? Diplo, di means two. There will be two germ layers. That is your ectoderm, the outermost, and innermost is endoderm. So some organisms, they are diploblastic, right? Only two germ layers are there. So remember, the examples are porifera, the examples are Cnidaria and Ctenophora. But it is generally mentioned that poriferans, they are asymmetrical, they do not even have the germ layers. Even it is also mentioned in some books that poriferans, they do not have the germ layers even, right? But there is no clarity when we talk about the poriferans. So in general, we keep them in the diploblastic wala part, like they are having the two germ layers. So outermost is the ectoderm, innermost is the endoderm. Outermost is the ectoderm, innermost is the endoderm. So firstly understand the concept of these germ layers, because on the basis of that, okay, we used to, on the basis of that we are going to learn about the coelom. So just a minute, Okay, so when you talk about, I'll show you the diagrams from the NCERT. So right now just focus here. So as I said, the outermost is ectoderm, the innermost is endoderm when the organism is what? It is diploblastic. So in between these two, what will you get? In between these two, you people will get undifferentiated cell layer, and that is known, undifferentiated layer, not even the cell layer, that is mesoglia. Okay, that is mesoglia. So what is mesoglia? It is undifferentiated layer present in between ectoderm and the endoderm. Like just imagine, this is ectoderm, this is endoderm. Both of them are the cell layer, but in between there is some undifferentiated layer. It is not even forming the cells. It is not even forming the cells. Okay, so that is what mesoglia. That is what mesoglia. Do you know the example of jellyfish? Jellyfish, Aurelia. That jelly structure, the majority of part is what? It is mesoglia, right? That is mesoglia. So if you have any doubt, just let me know in the chat section. Quickly guys, if you guys are having any doubt, just let me know in the chat section. Quick, done? But this part is very important. I want you all to see this session till the end. from basis of classification 2 to 3 questions can come, right? You need to understand basis of classification, then you need to relate it with the examples. So it's a request, all of you, it's a request. Stay here, charging is low, charge it. You do not have internet connection, you are running out of that internet, then use someone else's phone, the mobile, laptop, whatever you guys have. But please focus, okay? Please focus. So this is about the diploblastic. Then comes the triploblastic, 3, okay? So ectoderm will be there, in between mesoderm, and then comes the endoderm. So here you just need to remember the example of the diploblastic organism. If you know the examples of diploblastic organism, whatever is left, you will keep it in triploblastic. Is that clear? So you just need to remember the example of diploblastic organism. So whatever is left, you just need to keep it in the triploblastic organism. Okay, you just need to keep it in the triploblastic organism. Done, bache? Done? Done? So now we are done with this body cavity wala part, we are done with this germ layer na. Now I'll tell you what exactly is the meaning of having the body cavity. See bache, for that na, we use the word coelom. We use the word coelom. See, organisms, here we have 3 categories. Acoelomates, they are pseudocoelomates, they are coelomates, right? They are coelomates. So when it is acoelomate, without coelom, there is no body cavity. I'll explain the meaning of coelom as well, right? Without coelom. And in coelomates, you have schizocoelomates and enterocoelomates. I'll explain it because this is important. See, what happened is our outer, the skin covering. Are you getting my point? The skin covering, the outermost covering, this layer, the skin. Like just imagine there is a body that we have here. In between you are having the alimentary canal. Okay, in between you are having your alimentary canal. This is the outer body wall, and in between this blue colored is your alimentary canal. Now what happened is bache, this actually, if you will take it like this, if you will take the cross section like this, see, this is the longitudinal part and this is the transverse section. So what am I telling you here? When you talk about the outer layer, it is the ectoderm, the white part. Ectoderm is forming it, right? Outer body wall. And when you talk about the alimentary canal, when you talk about this gut, endoderm is forming it. Okay, endoderm is forming it. Now, if there is a space in between these two, if there is a space in between these two, in between this ectoderm and endoderm, plus that space is lined with, mesoderm. Just remember this thing. If there is a space in outer ectoderm and inner endoderm, plus that space is lined with the mesoderm, and in that space body organs are placed. So such organisms are the coelomates. Such organisms are what? Such organisms are the coelomates. Just remember this thing, right? So what are coelomates? Coelomates are the one which are having the body coelom. What is coelom? Coelom is their kind of space present in between the outer body wall and the gut wall, plus that space is lined with the mesoderm. So from this part, whatever diagrams are given in NCERT, they are the most important diagrams. Okay, I'll show you that diagrams. We'll explain it with the help of that diagram. See, so from this diagram, you guys can get the idea of embryonic layer, outer ectoderm, inner endoderm, in between undifferentiated mesoglia, right? Here 3 layers are there, ectoderm, endoderm, and in between mesoderm is there. Along with that, the coelom part. See, the coelom part. Okay? Okay? Done? So, but for that we need to follow the NCERT wala diagrams. Done? So just look at it. Just look at it. Done? So in the pseudocoelomates, I was telling you about the pseudocoelomates na? So you will find mesodermal pouches in between like this. Mesodermal pouches. So when it is the pseudocoelomate, only one example is eskelmens. Eskelmens are pseudocoelomates. Done, bache? Eskelmens are pseudocoelomates. That's all. Done? Okay. So if there is any doubt in this part, do let me know in the chat section. Quick. Done. So when it comes to the acoelomates, so from phylum Porifera, examples are important. So from phylum Porifera to platyhelminths, right? From phylum Porifera to platyhelminths, they all are what? They are acoelomates, right? They are acoelomates, right? And then when you talk about the pseudocoelomates, the example is esculminths. Okay, esculminths. And then from in schizocoelomates, what will you have? From Annelida to mollusca. Annelida to mollusca, right? And when it is the enterocoelomates, echinodermata, hemichordata and chordata. So these are the examples. So these are the examples that you people need to remember, okay? And you need to revise it again and again. Okay, so if the germ layers wala part is clear to you, then body cavity, the coelom part will be very easy for all of you. So now quickly type the examples in the chat section. Quickly tell me the name of the phylum which is bilaterally symmetrical but it is acoelomate. Answer this question. The phylum which is bilaterally symmetrical but it is acoelomate. Quickly type it in the chat section. The name of the phylum in which organisms are bilaterally symmetrical but they are acoelomates. Quickly answer it. Quickly. Done. Quickly, bache, answer it. This is something very important. You really need to remember that. Huh? The phylum in which organisms are acoelomates but bilaterally symmetrical. Yes, the correct answer is platyhelminths. In the case of platyhelminths, see, Porifera to platyhelminths, they are without coelom. But platyhelminths, they are what? They are having bilaterally symmetrical. They are bilaterally symmetrical, right, bache? So body cavity, the coelom, all these bases of classifications are important. Next is the symmetry. Next is the segmentation, right? Next is what? Next is the segmentation. What is it? It is the segmentation. So this is also known as metamerism. What is it? Metamerism. See, segmentation, true segments we will see in the case of Annelida. Annelida is the very first phylum in which you will see the segmentation. Okay. What exactly is the segmentation? Means your body either internally or externally, it is divided into some segments. Like best example is even of Annelida, earthworm. In the case of earthworm, we observe na that outer grooves are there, hai na? Outer grooves are there, plus internally also they are divided. Internal septa is also there, outer grooves are there. So here you will see, in the case of Annelida, you will see the true segmentation, right? Pseudo segmentation is there in the case of tapeworm, but true segmentation will be there in the case of Annelida, where you will see the external segments also, you will see the internal segments also. Right, internal segments also. So body is divided into compartments, plus there is the repetition of certain organs. Then we say that organism is segmented. Okay. Then we used to say that organism is what? That organism is segmented. Is that clear? Is that clear, all of you? Segmentation. So segmentation is going to start from the Annelida. It is going to start from the Annelida. Clear? Clear? Done. So let's revise these characters from the let's revise this flow chart. So animals, they are multicellular. Just have a look. Animals, they are multicellular. Cellular level of organization is there. Tissue, organ and organ system is there. So you can see we have discussed all the important points here. Done, bache? All the important points here. So if there is any doubt from this particular table, just let me know, because now onwards we are going to revise the tables only. Tables are most important for the NEET, for the animal kingdom revision. Clear? Sure? If there is any doubt, do let me know. Done? Okay. So you guys can see the important characters here. Like see, in the case of Porifera, you know, choanocytes, collar cells are there. In Nidaria, you will see the nematoblast, nematocyst. In the Ctenophora, we will see the lasso cells, bache. platyhelminths, flame cells are present, aschelminths, your H-shaped rennet cells, muscular pharynx is there, sexual dimorphism is there. In Annelida, segmentation is there, bache. Arthropoda, largest phylum. Mollusca, second largest phylum, having the foot, having the shell, right? Having the foot, having the shell, having the mantle. Then echinodermata, having water vascular system. This question is very important. Porifera, water canal system is there, right? Echinodermata, what do they have? Water vascular system. Hemichordata, the connecting link in chordates and non-chordates. Okay, chordates and non-chordates. Done? Done. So, okay, just a minute, bache. Done. Okay, so this is all about the basis of classification. But when you talk about the chordates, you know na, chordates, when you talk about the chordates, we belong to this particular phylum, chordates. So in the case of chordates, na, there are 4 characters that should be there in an organism, then only we can put that organism in the chordates. The very first character is the presence of notochord. Bache, you will get question from this particular part for sure. For sure you will get a question from this particular part. Presence of notochord. Then there will be the presence of dorsal hollow nerve cord. Just write down dorsal hollow nerve cord. Then presence of post-anal tail. But before that, presence of pharyngeal gill slits. Pharyngeal gill slits. And then presence of post-anal tail. So these are the 4 characters that should be there either in the embryonic stages or in the adult stages. Then only we can say that this particular organism is what? This particular organism is a chordate. So these characters are very important. Literally these characters are very important. You know, sometimes when there is a question that which 4 basic characters are there to be there in the chordate. So sometimes students, they even mention heart is ventral, heart is dorsal. No, you have to, first of all, you have to answer these 4 characters, okay? You need to answer these 4 characters first. These 4 characters first. So very first is presence of notochord. You know that mesodermally derived it is, right? It's a stiff rod-like structure. Like just look at it. Suppose this is the structure, na? So here a rod-like structure, stiff rod-like structure, mesodermally derived structure. It is the notochord. Okay, just 1 second. It is the notochord. Then it is the notochord. And above this notochord on the dorsal side, the hollow dorsal hollow nerve cord is there. You know, dorsal hollow nerve cord is there. Dorsal hollow nerve cord. This yellow one is notochord. And then there will be a kind of, you know, tail like structure here, the post-anal tail. And then you know that here in the alimentary canal, the pharyngeal gill slits are going to present. So these are the 4 basic characters, okay? These are the 4 basic characters. So on the basis of that, you can even compare chordates and non-chordates. Like in the case of chordates, if they have the nerve cord, that is going to be solid and double. Okay, Saira? If they have the nerve cord, if non-chordates, they are having the nerve cord, that nerve cord is going to be solid and double. Solid and double. Right? Solid and double. In the case of chordates, what is it? It is dorsal hollow. Dorsal hollow. So in the case of non-chordates, it is going to be ventral solid double. Ventral solid double. Type it in the chat section quickly. Type it in the chat section. It will be ventral. It will be ventral solid double. If it is a non-chordate. If it is a non-chordate. And if it is a chordate, then what is going to happen? It will be there on the dorsal side. It is hollow nerve cord. Done, bache? Done, bache? So these are the character on the basis of which you can even differentiate chordates from the non-chordates. Okay, see, here we have the comparison table, the another important thing. So notochord present in chordates, yes. And in the vertebrates, this notochord is going to form the vertebral column, right? This notochord is going to form the vertebral column. In non-chordates, it is absent. Now come to the central nervous system. It is going to be dorsal, hollow and single. But when it comes to the non-chordates, right, it is going to be the ventral, solid and double. What is it? It is ventral, solid and double. Ventral, solid and double. Is that clear? Is that clear? Are you sure? Are you sure? So, in the paper, they used to ask you question from this part. Like in NEET 2020, there was one question in the NEET 2020. Cockroach is what? Bache, is it a chordate or non-chordate? Firstly, tell me in the chat section. Quickly tell me in the chat section. Cockroach is what? Is it a chordate or is it a non-chordate? What is a cockroach? Is it a chordate or is it a non-chordate? What is it? Chordate or non-chordate? Guys, quickly answer it in the chat section. Yes, bache, Krishna, Soumya, Ashish. It's a non-chordate, exactly. So, if it is a non-chordate and if it is having the nerve cord, so it should be on dorsal side or on ventral side. It should be on dorsal side or on ventral side. It should be on ventral side. It should be on ventral side. So, in the NEET examination, in NEET 2020 paper, they asked the question, or instead of ventral, they mentioned the dorsal. Okay, so you need to take care of that. Okay, you need to take care of that. Baki perforated gill slits are there in pharynx and chordates. In the non-chordates, that gill slits are absent. Heart is ventral. In our case, we are chordates. Heart is ventral. But in the non-chordates, if heart is there, it is going to be the dorsal. So, these are the character from where the question can come. Right, bache? From where the question can come. Bache, we are about to finish because we need to discuss the tables mainly. Okay, chaliye. So, next is phylum chordata. Right, next is phylum chordata. Bache, in phylum chordata, na, we will even discuss subphylums, okay? We have to discuss the subphylums as well. So, for the subphylums, we have a trick. You can win. Right, W is not there, V is there. Okay, in phylum chordata, for the subphylums, we have a trick and that is you can win. So, U stands for Urochordata. C stands for Cephalochordata, right? And V stands for Vertebrata. V stands for Vertebrata. So, Urochordata and Cephalochordata, both of them are primitive chordates. So, we even call them as protochordates. Okay. And here in this vertebrates, what do we have? Notochord will form vertebral column. Right, notochord will form vertebral column. So, in NEET 2022, there was a question now, all the vertebrates, they are chordates, but all the chordates, they are not vertebrates. Right, all the vertebrates, they are chordates because vertebrata, subphylum vertebrata, it belongs to chordata. But all the non-chordates, they are not vertebrates. So, this is what you need to remember. Okay, okay. So, Euro means it tail. Here in the Urochordata, only in the tail region or even in the larval stages, only in the tail region in the larval stages, notochord will be there, adult will not show the notochord. So, here in the Urochordata, there will be the retrogressive metamorphosis, right? Adult is not advanced, larva is advanced. But when you talk about the Cephalochordata, from head to tail, you will find the notochord. Okay, from head to tail you will find the notochord. So, these points are important. And then comes the vertebrata, bache, where notochord is going to form the vertebral column. So, next table is this. So, you can see here vertebrata, the one which lack jaws, the one which bears jaws. So, here the class Cyclostomata is there, Petromyzon is the example, and here superclass Pisces and Tetrapoda is there. Okay, okay, done? So, this is what you need to remember. Done? That's all. So, here in the animal kingdom, the basis of classification and these tables are important only, and then you need to focus on the example. So, now we are going to practice few questions, then we are going to end the session, bache. Till then, if there is any doubt, you people are free to ask. Okay? You people are free to ask. So, quickly type it in the chat section if there is any doubt. Just let me know in the chat section, quickly. Just let me know in the chat section if there is any doubt. Quick. Sure? Done? So answer this question, bache. Answer this question. If bases of classification are clear to you, that these tables are clear to you, that's all. You'll be able to solve maximum questions. And when it comes to the examples in the animal kingdom, a lot of examples are there. The only way out is the revision. The only way out is the revision. Animal kingdom mein examples are limited. That's why I provided you the tricks. But bache, at the end, you will get confused. Right? So it's better that you should revise it again and again. Okay? Okay, and whatever homework I have given you, you need to do that if you are the serious NEET aspirant, because you promised me. Done? Chali. So it is the tissue level of organization. So when we talk about what? When we talk about the coelenterate traits, they are having the tissue level of organization. Okay, next question. Symmetry, we are done with it. Chali, answer this. Bilateral symmetry is found in. Yes, bilateral symmetry it is found in. Bilateral symmetry it is found in. Do we have to remember all the names under vertebrates? Agnatha and Gnathostomata, it is easy. Agnatha, without jaw. Without jaw. You just need to remember which one is phylum, which one is subphylum, which one is a class. These are the points that you need to remember for sure. So, bilateral symmetry, it is there in the arthropoda and annelida. In echinodermata, radial is there, isn't it, bache? In platyhelminths, in coelenterata, radial is there. In porifera, asymmetrical. Chale, so we are done with it. Okay, so you can see the slide of segmentation here, bache. It's a beautiful slide. And see this notochord and all. Okay. Chaliye. So next question, it is from the porifera. I want to check your previous knowledge. So let me know. In case of poriferan, the spongiocele is lined with the flagellated cells called. Yes, in the case of poriferans, the spongiocele is lined with the flagellated cells called. Yes, with the flagellated cells called. Yes, these cells are the collar cells. What are they, bache? These cells are the collar cells. So this is what you need to remember. Okay, so water canal system is another important feature of your poriferan. So see, with the help of questions, we are revising maximum portion here. Okay, we are revising maximum portion here. But all of you, please answer it. Now, bache, next is phylum coelenterata. You know that here you will find nidoblast. Okay, nidoblast cells are the important feature here. The stinging cells, they are basically the stinging cells. And the another important feature here is PAM. Okay, this is another trick, that is PAM. So P stands for polyp, A stands for asexual, M stands for medusa. Remember this trick, PAM. So P stands for polyp, A stands for asexual, M stands for medusa. So in the cnidarians, you will see that alternation of generation, the metagenesis. Polyp is asexually going to form medusa. Polyp is asexually going to form medusa. This is what you need to remember. So polyp is that sedentary form, medusa M is that mobile form. You can see it here. This is the polyp, this is the medusa. So this is another important point from this coelenterata. Okay, chaliye answer this question, bache. Quickly answer this question. Pick the most suitable terminology to designate life cycle of Obelia. Quickly. Quickly answer it. Quickly answer it. Answer it quickly. Obelia. Bache, Obelia is the one in which you will see both the forms, the polyp as well, medusa. So obviously, it is showing the alternation of generation. For alternation of generation, we use the word metagenesis. So yes, here the correct answer is C, that is metagenesis. Right? Metagenesis. Okay. So next is ctenophora. Here you will see lasso cells, also known as coloblast. Right? Tentacles are there. In some forms, tentacles are even absent. The body is having the cilia. Cilia. You know, they are arranged in 8 plates. The cilia is giving the comb-like appearance. So we even call them as comb jellies. They are even having the property of bioluminescence. Okay. So this is what you need to remember. The characters are very basic. So answer this question and you can see these characters as well. Example, pleurobrachia. Chaliye answer this question, bache. Quick, quick, quick. Answer this question. Quickly answer this question. So in phylum Ctenophora, fertilization is what? Fertilization is what? Quickly. Fertilization is what? Very good point, Sanaya. Ctenophora, they are exclusively marine. Excellent, Sanaya. So in phylum Ctenophora, the fertilization is external and it is indirect. Done? It is indirect. So, bache, what another type of question can come in NEET exam from this particular part? Let me tell you about that. See, they can ask you which phylums are exclusively marine. Okay. They can ask you for the special features. They can ask you about the exceptions. Okay. Exceptions. They can ask you about the chordate characters. Chordate characters. And obviously basis of classification. So when it comes to the exclusively marine phylums, not talking about the subphylums. So yes, it is Ctenophora. It is Ctenophora. It is Hemichordata. Before that, it is Echinodermata. And then it is Hemichordata. So such question used to come in the NEET examination. Special features may I'll quote one example here, like collar cells, choanocytes, where are they present? Where will you find the phylum cells? Okay, where will you find the organ of Bugenus? Again, the excretory organ in the phylum Mollusca. The foot, the radula, mental, all that points used to come. Okay. From phylum Arthropoda, they can ask you about the your coxal glands, Malpighian tubules, like this. Okay. So exceptions you have to remember. Exceptions you have to remember, bache, that is important. Whatever exceptions are there, they are mentioned in the NCERT. You have to remember that. And chordate characters we have already completed. So this is about the quick revision of your animal kingdom phylum, bache. The PDF will be shared in the Telegram group. So for that you have to join a Telegram group. Just a minute. Okay, for that you need to join a Telegram group. So this is all about, your today's session. So what you have to do, you need to be, regular. All the important topics will be covered. We are not saying ki I'm not saying ki we can cover the entire syllabus. Obviously, you know that biology is vast, but we will target the most important topics. Okay, most important topics. In my last class, we talked about the cell division majorly. In cell division, many students are having problem. Today, plant kingdom with tricks, animal kingdom, the most important part, and examples you need to revise by your own. Okay, and if there is any problem, feel free to comment that. I will definitely discuss. But today you have promised, so whatever question I have asked, you have to tell me in the comment section, and I really want to know, bache, you like this class or not. If you liked it, do let me know in the comment section. So thank you so much for today. So at 8, Wasim sir is going to come. So tada, bye bye.